So short term, I would want to point out the fact that we are kind of forming a historically somewhat bearish pattern here, which is a descending triangle, because the more times we test a support or resistance level, the more likely we are to break through it. And given that we are quite overextended, a correction to the next major, most obvious support level right here, where it was resistance here, support here, it seems pretty goddamn obvious. But that's not at all guaranteed. We're at the apex of our descending triangle, and so until we see confirmation of our breakout, it's really just all wild speculation as to what direction we're going to next. Now, given the news of testnet version 4 probably coming out soon, if that news doesn't indeed come out, then I would say that given that that's a bullish catalyst, that we could break out bullishly. And if we start to get daily candles opening and closing above this recent range high here at just about 8 cents, then we could probably continue the uptrend for sure and test the most recent all-time highs. If we don't get the news of testnet anytime soon, then in that case, there's a likely or the not chance that we break down and test it around 5.5 cents here. So I've been accumulating a bit here and have some limit orders around this region. So kind of just mitigating both sides. If the testnet comes out like tomorrow, then I bought a bit here. If it comes out in a week and we correct down, then I have some limit orders placed around here. So that's kind of what I'm thinking with X short term.
Yeah, and I like that. And I do like these one-on-ones with people. And like a lot of people are very all or nothing. It's like, do I have to buy the dips or dollar cost average? It's like you can do both. You can take your cash and allocate it a certain percentage towards buying dips in dollar cost averaging. Yeah. I think DCAing usually outperforms, but even you could do both. What are your thoughts on that?
The great thing about participating in this kind of ecosystem is that you don't have to like really look at these markets and study these markets to have high return on investment. Simple dollar cost averaging blindly every Friday, every 2 weeks you get paid is likely to be an extremely productive strategy moving forward long term. Like you don't have to try and do all this nonsense and read some tea leaves. Like none of this is guaranteed. Where it's just understanding of kind of likelihoods and some obvious levels that might be support or resistance. But the point is you don't have to do this. You can still be a winner without actively following these markets. And so if you have the luxury of trying to following these markets, and you have the luxury of having somewhat of an understanding of major support / resistance levels, then you can attempt to try and optimize, but you really don't have to. And that's a great thing about this ecosystem is that the people who simply sacrificed or dollar cost average when pulsechain pulsex hex comes live, phex comes live, and then comes back sometime late 2024, those people are likely to do extremely, extremely well.